The air grows thick and oppressive as you step into the dimly lit chamber, the rocky walls pulsating with a faint, eerie glow. Strange, oblong tubes filled with a viscous, greenish fluid protrude from the ceiling, casting grotesque shadows that dance unsettlingly around the chamber. A network of narrow, winding paths carves through the chamber, weaving their way past grand, macabre sculptures of tentacled forms and humanoid figures trapped in eternal agony. The floor beneath your feet is slick and uneven, making every step a cautious decision. A strange, unsettling hum buzzes ever so faintly, drilling into your mind.
I narrow my eyes, taking in the unsettling decor and feeling the oppressive air bearing down on us. I decide to cast a small flame in my palm to light our way better, inspecting the nearest oblong tube filled with green fluid for any hint of danger or clues to what lies ahead. Let's see what we're dealing with here.
I mutter under my breath about the wretched place we've found ourselves in. I eye the uneven floor suspiciously, and then turn to the rest of the party. Everyone, stick close and mind your step. I'll take point. Raising my shield, I cautiously move forward, using the light from Pyra's flame to scan for any traps or hidden threats.
I nimbly step closer to one of the grotesque sculptures, keeping my movements light and silent, and start examining it for any hidden mechanisms or clues that might reveal more about this chamber or our next step. Let's see if these ugly things have any secrets to spill.
I step closer to one of the tubes filled with greenish fluid, my fingers brushing against its surface. Death is but a whisper in this chamber. Let us unveil its secrets. I cast Detect Magic to see if there are any arcane wards or enchantments in place.
As Pyra's flame dances like a restless spirit, illuminating the oblong tubes, the eerie shadows suddenly gather together, swirling into a formidable, robed figure with glowing, hollow eyes. "Intruders!" it hisses, and the entire chamber responds with a deep, resonant hum as if the walls themselves are alive. Thoradin's cautious steps are disrupted when the ground beneath him gives way, revealing a bottomless chasm. He barely catches himself, hanging precariously by one arm. Wisp notices the grotesque sculpture isn't just a monument, but a living creature that lunges at him with a stony arm covered in sharp, brittle spikes. Meanwhile, Seraph's Detect Magic reveals a complex network of glowing sigils and fissures, indicating a powerful spell bound to the room, waiting for a misstep to unleash havoc upon the party.
With a merciless flick of my wrist, I hurl a blazing fireball towards the sculpture attacking Wisp, aiming to turn it into a smoldering heap. We'll turn these illusions to ashes.
I grit my teeth, grumbling about damn traps as I hang by one arm, using my other to grab my shield and wedge it firmly against the edge to help pull myself up. Gah! Some help would be appreciated here.
With my heart racing, I duck under the sculpture's spiky arm and deftly roll to the side to avoid getting skewered. Pyra, save the fireworks for the next party.
Seeing Thoradin hanging perilously over the chasm, I rush over to him. Whispering a silent prayer to Kelemvor, I cast guidance upon him, hoping to bolster his strength and determination. Even in the deepest abyss, Kelemvor's touch will guide us.
Pyra's fireball explodes against the sculpture, sending shards of burning stone flying through the air. The creature lets out an unearthly screech before collapsing into a crackling, molten heap, but Wisp gets a nasty gash on his arm from a razor-sharp fiery shard. Thoradin's shield provides enough leverage for him to pull himself back onto solid ground, his muscles straining with the effort. As Seraph's words encompass him, a faint, comforting glow surrounds him briefly before fading into the darkness. The robed figure raises its hand, and the oblong tubes filled with green fluid begin to writhe and twist, transforming into wriggling tentacles that lash out randomly, filling the chamber with frantic, chaotic energy. One of the tentacles smashes towards Pyra, threatening to knock her off her feet.
I spin on my heel and unleash a torrent of scorching flames from my hands, aiming directly at the writhing tentacle to incinerate it before it can strike. Feel the heat, you vile creature.
I haul myself back to my feet, grumbling under my breath, and position myself between the tentacles and Pyra. Raising my shield high, I slam it on the ground, creating a shockwave to stun the tentacles and push them back. Pick on someone your own size,
With my arm bleeding and stinging, I quickly rip a piece of cloth from my cloak, tying it around the wound to staunch the bleeding. Keeping low and nimble, I dart towards the oblong tubes, deftly pulling out a vial of poison from my pouch, hoping to coat the tentacles with it. Let's see how you like a taste of your own medicine.
Seeing Wisp wounded and the tentacles growing more aggressive, I lift my holy symbol and cast Bane on the robed figure and the nearest tentacles to weaken their resolve and coordination. Despair shall feed your undoing.
The fiery torrent from Pyra's hands engulfs the tentacle, charring it to ash before it can strike, filling the chamber with the scent of burnt flesh. Thoradin's shield slam reverberates with a bone-rattling shockwave, stunning the remaining tentacles momentarily, granting a brief respite amidst the chaos. Wisp's quick thinking and deft movements allow him to coat a tentacle with poison, causing it to recoil, its tip curling and rotting away almost immediately. Seraph's Bane spell envelops the robed figure and several tentacles in a dark aura, causing them to writhe and falter, their movements slowing and becoming erratic. The robed figure's hollow eyes flare with anger as it raises its hands once more, summoning more eldritch horrors from the depths of the chamber, vowing to drown the intruders in darkness.
I smirk confidently, channeling my inner fire into a concentrated beam of scorching light. I aim it at the robed figure's hands, seeking to sear through its eldritch summoning and disrupt its dark magic. Let's see you summon your way out of this.
I raise my shield high, charging straight at the robed figure with a bellowing war cry, aiming to bash it with the full force of my shield and disrupt its summoning. Let's end this nightmare.
Seeing Thoradin charging and Pyra unleashing her fiery beam, I slip into the shadows cast by the chaos, moving silently behind the robed figure. With a swift, precise motion, I aim for a weak spot, attempting to drive my dagger into the back of its knee to cripple its movement. Surprise! Shadow face!
I step towards Wisp, channeling divine energy through my hands to cast Cure Wounds on him, mending his injured arm and fortifying his resolve. Pain is fleeting. Let this moment of respite be your guide.
With a furious hiss, the robed figure collapses under the combined force of Thoradin's shield bash and Wisp's dagger strike, its form crumbling into a heap of tattered robes and faintly glowing embers. Pyra's beam of light slices through the air, but instead of hitting empty space, it incinerates the last clinging remnants of the oblong tubes, bringing an eerie silence to the chamber. Seraph's curing spell mends Wisp's wounded arm, the halfling feeling a wave of warmth and strength returning to him. Yet, as the robed figure disintegrates, the chamber quakes violently, cracks spiderwebbing through the floors and walls, revealing glimpses of a swirling dark abyss beneath.
Seeing the chamber's structural integrity failing, I quickly weave my hands together and cast Wall of Fire to create a circular barrier around the party, shielding us from falling debris and giving us a moment to assess our next move. Stay close! We need a plan! Fast!
I square my shoulders and look around at the crumbling chamber. Let's find an exit before we're buried alive. Raising my shield to block any falling debris, I move towards where we entered, scouting for a way out.
With the chamber collapsing around us, I dart through the shadows to the chamber's entrance, scanning the walls and floor for any hidden mechanisms or secret exits. I'll find us a way out of this mess.
With the chamber shuddering around us and the dreadful abyss widening beneath our feet, I raise my holy symbol towards the ceiling and start chanting a prayer to Kelemvor, calling upon sanctuary to protect the party from the falling debris and potential threats. In the face of oblivion, let Kelemvor's grace shield us.
Thoradin, the wall of fire blazes around the party, casting a protective glow amidst the chaos, but the chamber's collapse intensifies, with larger chunks of the ceiling crashing down. Thoradin's vigilant scouting reveals a narrow, barely visible tunnel on the far side of the room, promising a way out but also looking perilously unstable. Wisp's sharp eyes catch the glint of a hidden lever embedded in the wall near the entrance, likely connected to some mechanism. As Seraph's sanctuary envelops the group in a protective aura, a massive piece of the ceiling crashes down, shattering against the divine shield and sending shockwaves through the unstable chamber. The edge of the dark abyss grows closer, tendrils of shadow reaching upwards as if to claim the party. The time to flee is now, as the chamber seems ready to swallow everything within it into the darkness below.
I glance towards the narrow tunnel Thoradin identified and shout, "Tunnel over there! Move!" I release a swift burst of flame to ignite the hidden lever, hoping to activate the mechanism and stabilize or open a quicker escape route.
With the floor crumbling beneath my feet, I dash towards the narrow tunnel I spotted, raising my shield to deflect falling debris, but also keeping an eye on Pyra's attempt to activate the lever. Hurry, everyone! This place won't hold much longer!
Seeing the lever and Pyra trying to activate it with a burst of flame, I sprint towards it and give it a hard pull, hoping to trigger whatever mechanism it controls to aid our escape. Come on! Work your magic!
With the chamber collapsing around us and seeing the others move into action, I feel a deep, cold resolve settle over me. Moving towards the narrow tunnel on the far side of the room, I hold my holy symbol high and cast Spirit Guardians, calling forth spectral forms of departed souls to protect us from the encroaching shadows and falling debris. In Kelemvor's embrace, the lost shall find their way.
The chamber trembles violently as Pyra's flame strikes the hidden lever, which shifts with a loud, grating sound. Mechanisms deep within the walls groan and sputter, causing a portion of the far wall to creak open, revealing a secondary, more stable passage glowing faintly with a strange, greenish light. Thoradin's shield deflects large chunks of falling debris, but a hefty stone clips his shoulder, sending him stumbling briefly before regaining his balance. Wisp's efforts yank the lever fully, causing the hidden door to widen just a bit more, ensuring safe passage for the team. Seraph's spirit guardians form an ethereal barrier, their spectral presence fending off both the shadows from the abyss and the cascading rubble, guiding the party towards the newly revealed exit. The dark abyss beneath gapes wider, its tendrils now writhing furiously, eager to consume anything that remains in the crumbling chamber.
Seeing the newly revealed passage and recognizing the urgency, I channel the remaining energy into my hands, directing a sweeping arc of fire towards the advancing shadows to buy us more time. We're not done yet. Get moving.
Seeing the secondary passage open up just in time, I grit my teeth and charge forward, positioning myself at the entrance to the newly revealed tunnel, my shield ready to fend off any danger while ensuring the party can make it through safely. I'm not standing here all day. Move it!
I dart towards the newly revealed passage, keeping low to avoid any falling debris, and call out to the others while covering Seraph's back. Let's make like shadows and disappear.
I align my path with Thoradin, moving purposefully towards the secondary passage and maintaining the protective aura of my spirit guardians around us. Through this veil of chaos, our path shall be revealed. Haste is our only salvation.
The party's combined efforts carve out a fragile moment of salvation as Pyra's flames hold back the advancing shadows, casting evil silhouettes dancing in the suffocating gloom. With each of Thoradin's steps forward, the secondary tunnel beckons, its greenish light steadily growing brighter, an eerie promise of escape. Wisp's light-footed dash ensures his arrival first, immediately aiding Seraph whilst her spirit guardians fend off the darkness, providing what feels like a holy corridor of safety. The very chamber itself seems enraged by their advance, vibrating with a vengeful fury. As the party funnels into the newly uncovered passage, the massive ceiling above gives way entirely, a cacophonous crash that devours the monstrous tentacles and shatters upon Seraph's protective divine barrier, sending shockwaves billowing in all directions.
I sprint towards the green glowing newly revealed passage, maintaining continuous bursts of fire along the ground to cover our retreat and deter any remaining threats. Keep moving, everyone. The light's our way out.
I position myself firmly at the entrance to the newly revealed passage, using my shield to block any remaining debris or tendrils trying to reach us, and motion everyone through. I'll hold 'em off. Get through now.
With the fierce vibrations of the crumbling chamber at my heels, I slip into the shadows and dash towards the green glowing passage, keeping an eye out for any remaining traps or hidden passages that might expedite our escape. Don't fall behind. We're almost clear.
Holding my holy symbol aloft, I hasten my steps towards the glowing passage, maintaining the spirit guardians around the party to fend off the encroaching abyss and debris. Kelemvor's light shall guide us through this treacherous path. Hold fast, we are almost there.